Okay, good morning, students, or good afternoon rather, and welcome to our second lesson for the third quarter, which will be about summarizing key information. Now, from since last quarter, you've learned about how to use the search engine, you've learned how to navigate a website. Last time, or atong last lesson was about uh, finding for a good source of information and then citing them. Now today we're going to complete the research process by summarizing key information. Okay? As what I've said, not all the time that we have to copy paste everything from another source. Sometimes we have to summarize the key information that is written on that source so that we can use that one in our own work. And that is what we're going to talk about. We're going to summarize key information today. Okay? So, let's look at what we're going to learn today. We're going to learn about the key terms in this lesson and the guidelines in making a summary. And then we are going to look at an example of a summary. Okay? So let's get started. Let's get started first. Let's go to summary. Now, a summary is a brief statement that presents the most important points of an original material. So, it's only a brief statement, okay? It is usually short, okay? And tells you the important points. That's the most important thing there. Important points. So, when you summarize, you do not summarize every single thing. You're only going to summarize the important points. You're only going to take the important points and take it to your whatever you are writing. Okay? So it is a retell or a review of a story or text using a few sentences. That's another keyword. Few sentences. So you don't change everything word by word. You just find the basic information or the most important points and then explain that one using a few sentences. Okay, its goal is to present the essential ideas in a written piece. So again, essential ideas only. You don't have to copy every single thing, every word. You don't have to translate every word or find the same a word with the same meaning. No, only the essential ideas. Okay? So when you read, so when you read something, you have to look at if you have to look into unsay mga essential ideas. What are the essential ideas here? What are the main points here? Okay? Okay. Now, sometimes we confuse these two items. We have the summarizing and we have the paraphrasing. Sometimes confusing, yes, sometimes we change them all together. We know what paraphrasing is, but we actually don't know what that is. So let's look into the difference between these two terms, okay? Now, summarizing involves putting the main ideas of a certain work into your own words, including only the big picture or the main ideas. Again, so only the main ideas ang atong i-include in the summarizing. Okay? So main ideas in our own words. Okay? The main ideas. Okay? Now, the paraphrasing is restating someone else's work or idea in your own words at roughly the same level of ideas. So, in the summarizing only the main ideas, but in the paraphrasing, what's the essential, let's say for example in the sentence, what's the essential idea in that sentence? That's what you're going to paraphrase. In the summary, the entirety of the text, ang kinatibuk-an sa text, ang atong kinahanglan is summarize. But in the paraphrase, we have to put into our own words the same idea nga naa sa original text for the paraphrasing. Again, summarizing is only the main ideas. Put it in your own words for the entire text or for the entire work, certain work. Now, paraphrasing is by part, okay? Restating it using your own words, restating it by sentence or by idea. So dapat in the paraphrase kada idea naa day kay paraphrase In every idea, you will have a paraphrase. Okay? So, that is the difference between summarizing and paraphrasing. Okay? So, mas hago, mas kapoy, it's more exhaustive if you're going to use the paraphrasing. Summarizing is much better kaya you'll just a very long text, you can just write it in 2 or 3 sentences. While in paraphrasing, every idea in the original text you have to rewrite it in your own words. Okay? So, let's look at the key ideas in summarizing. Now, when summarizing, it is important that one knows how to recognize the main idea. You need to know how to recognize the main idea, the key information, and the supporting details in a given text. Again, you need to recognize the main ideas, the key information, and the supporting details. So this is what you're going to look into. Main idea, key information, and supporting details. Now, what are this? Okay. Now, the main idea is the central point that the author is trying to communicate in his or her work. So, what's the point? So, you will ask yourself, what is the point? Nganong gisuwat ni sa author? Okay. What's the message that he wants to kanang convey or to communicate to the readers or to me if I am reading the book, okay, or the article? What is the message of the author to me? Okay? And the key information, okay? Key information refers to important pieces of evidence, reasons, examples, and explanations that support the main idea. Okay? So you have that key information. See? So this key information is important because this will back up the main idea. Okay? Make sure you put that in your mind. The key information is important because it backs up the main idea. Whatever the main idea is trying to tell us, it is being supported by the key information, and then this key information is being supported by the supporting details. Okay? So evidence, reasons, examples, and explanations, these are very vital key information that you should include in your summary. Dapat ma-appeal ni ang kaning tulo, main idea, key information, ug supporting details in your summary. Okay? Now, here are the following guidelines in writing a summary. Okay, so we have a few guidelines that we should follow when we write a summary. First, a summary should be based on the original piece. Of course, lain mo kaayo magsuwat mo summary dayon. You're copying let's say for example you're writing a summary of a book. Let's say for example the book is kuan uh what kind of book man ang inyong ma-suggest? Let's say for example kanang you're going to write a summary about the Chronicles of Narnia. But then you're writing a summary about Harry Potter. 'Di ba? Dili kung unsa yung original piece ninyo, that's where that's what your summary will be about. It's not gonna be about something else. Okay? So while you have to use your own words, it doesn't mean that you should analyze and it does not mean that you should analyze and interpret the material using your own understanding. So you have to use your own understanding when you do a summary. Okay? Kay magamit naman ninyo. Okay? Next, let's go to number 2. A summary should be kept short and simple. Okay? A summary should be kept short and simple. That's it. This is because you're only going to tell the audience, or you're going to write only the central ideas, the main ideas that are written in the original text. Okay? So present the original text in a nutshell. Kita ba mog nutshell nga dako? Di ba gamay ra man gyud kaayo na kay gamay ra man pud ang nut. Okay? So ingon ana pud ang inyong summary, it has to be short and simple. Don't complicate yourselves. Just make it short. Don't worry, we will see an example of a good summary. Okay? Number 3, use your own words. This is very important. Okay? When you summarize, use your own words. Ayaw mo gamit og kanang Ayaw ninyo i-copy ang original words and then maingon mo nga, sir, naka-summarize na ko. No. Ayaw gid ha. You have to use your own words. Because when you use your own words, mas dali ninyo masabtan. You can understand it easier. Okay? So, you need to use your own words. Number 4, know the main ideas or the key info in what you are summarizing. Now, this is very important. Before you summarize, before you go summarize, you have to read the text again and again and again so that you can understand the text that you are reading. Once you know the text that you are reading, you will identify right away unsa ang main idea, unsa ang mga key information that you need to know for the summary. Okay, when summarizing, it pays attention to which details are important and which ones may be omitted without changing the meaning of the original source. Okay, let's say for example, dagan kayo chu ang author. Then the main idea is just social media has negative effects for young people. Prolonged usage of social media has kanang detrimental or negative effects for young people. That's the entire kanang main idea that you are going to write. Now, let's say for example, daghan pa kay sila gipang chuchu dira. They have a lot of kanang insertions, all the flowery words. Of course, you will know that the main idea is that according to their study that young people are more kanang social media is detrimental for the young people. That's the main idea. So that's what you are going to take out. Okay? Mao ra gyud na inyohang kwaon. Okay? Once you get that one, the meaning of the source material won't change because again, that's the main idea of it. Okay? Next, number 5, keep the objectivity. This means that you should not include your own personal opinion on the ideas in the original text. Again, so when you write a summary, it's not a book review nga depende sa inyong feeling. You have to keep your objectivity. Sir Kevin, how do I keep the objectivity? Ayaw ninyo gamitin inyong feelings. Kung unsa ang nag-feelings naman si Sir. But anyway, kung unsa ang what do you call this? Kung giun sa pag-style, unsay suwat sa pag-style, you have to imitate it. Let's say for example, wala siya kuan. Nag-I siya. I am writing this, I am writing that. And then you're asked to summarize. Are you going to copy the I? No, di ba? You're going to write he or she, depende kung unsa ang author, babae ba siya or lalaki. So you need to keep the objectivity. You have to get away from, dili good get away, yun nga, literal nga get away, but you have to distance yourself from your summary. Okay? You're not part of the summary. Remember that one. Okay? Kaya you are just a secondary source. You are not a primary source. So don't piggyback on the original text. Be separate, be objective, and keep your distance from the original text. Remove all your personal opinions and ideas in your summary. Ayaw sila i-appeal. Okay? So say ganahan biata nga naatay kuan, na naatay say, naatay opinion on something. So if you want that, don't do that one in a summary. Next, a summary must be comprehensive. Okay? What is so comprehensive, Sir Kevin? You should be able to identify all important ideas from the original material to keep the meaning complete in the shorter version that you will be writing. So when you write a summary, that's why we need the key information and the supporting details, because a summary must be comprehensive. Dapat kung unsay idea from the original material, makuha ninyo kung unsay mga additional information which is related to the main idea, you can also get and put it in your summary. Okay? Next, number 7. A summary needs to be concise. Okay? You should be able to avoid repetition of ideas when writing. So, when you write a summary, there has to be a direction. So, if you want to define a term only, let's say for example, social media etiquette is blah blah blah, then stick with that. Stick with social media etiquette, choo 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 choo, whatever you are describing. Don't say that you are describing a you're writing about social media etiquette and then you are going to move into another topic. Okay? Or let's say for example, you did not hindi nyo namalayan, wala mo nakabantay nga. Nagbalik-balik na din yung idea. So, then and then that resulted in the paragraph being too long. Okay? So, what will happen? If I am the reader, kapuyan ko og basa sa inyong work, I will be tired in reading your work. That's why I will not read anymore your summary. I will find a summary that is shorter for me. Okay? So that's why you need to be concise so that you can avoid repetition of ideas. Okay? Next, last, number 8. Coherence is a key feature of a good summary. Even when you pick out only the main ideas from a text, your summary will still has to be clear and organized. Dapat organized gihapon, dapat nindot gihapon paminawon or basahon ang inyuhang summary because you did it coherently. Okay? The idea is still intact. Wala na wala. It's not lost in translation, but that's a term. That's a kanang term that we use. Lost in dili siya lost in translation or dili siya mawala. Okay? The idea won't be stolen away. Okay? Or stolen away ba? Ang dili siya mawala, it won't be different. It will still be the same. Okay? So I want you to read. I want you to pause this video and I want you to read this paragraph. Okay, today we are now going to determine unsa ang what's a good summary. Okay? What's a good summary? So I pause this video. I will give you a few minutes to read this one. Okay? Okay, are you done? So I am assuming that you have read this one already. Now let me ask you, I have here a question. Now, what is the best summary of this passage? Okay? Remember, summary has to be short, summary has to be correct, and summary has to be, what they call this? Balik ko na to ha. Summary has to be comprehensive, dapat kumpleto siya. It has to be concise, and it has to be cohesive. Okay? So, which one? Which of the choices here? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? That is following the strict, what they call this? Oh, that is the best summary in the passage. Unsa man be? Unsa man it is number what? Unsa nga number? It is number. Very good. That is number 3. He took the boys home. Dad came looking for them. 2 boys were getting home. Huh? Wait, for a while. Sorry. The correct answer, oh, diba? This is what happens. The correct answer is number 2. 2 boys were getting home late. Dad came looking for them, and he took the boys home because this is what transpired, diba? And this is the main idea of it. They were getting late, they could not go home, but dad was looking for them, and once the dad found nakita niya, he found out about the boys, he went there and then he took the boys home. Okay? So that is a good summary. Okay? Oh, it's very short. Not compared to the original paragraph. We have the original paragraph there. Diba that is long compared to our summary. It's short, but it has all the needed details. Okay? So, maura gyud na siya ang ato ang lesson for today. We just want to summarize key information. You will be given an activity on Monday. So, I hope you will get ready with our lesson for this lesson so that it can prepare you for the exercise on Monday. So, thank you everyone for listening to our class today. God bless and stay safe.